Republicans must stick to the Laffer Curve. Remind us again about Art Laffer and his curve regarding taxation and revenue, David, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, and he's actually helping out the current Trump administration, but Laffer kind of came to prominence in Reagan's administration, all the way back in the very early 80s, understanding there's a point of what we call diminishing returns. You can raise tax rates and raise revenue. But if you raise that too far, you get diminishing returns. In other words, you cut growth and productivity, so there's less of a pie of revenue for you to get your percentage of. And in corporate tax rates in particular, that's where we just got insanely out of whack with the rest of the world. Again, it's all got to be relative because it's a global economy, Chip. So we had tax rates in this country at 35% for a while. Trump cut them all the way down to 21%.
Talking about the corporate
tax rate.
Yeah.
Correct. The corporate tax rate and international competition. And that still didn't put us average of the rest of the developed world. The G20, the average tax rate of the G20 is about 18%. So the biggest 20 global economies.
But at least we were in the same ballpark.
But with deductions, credits, and incentives in there, we were down about 19.8. So slightly worse than average. But we've increased the amount of revenue that the government collects from corporate tax rates, which is not a big piece of the overall collection, right? And people need to understand this, but it's fun to talk about these evil corporations. Bernie Sanders loves to talk about that. We've doubled the revenue collected in 7 years, doubled it in 7 years. That is a path forward, a path for success. And so that's what Kudlow is talking about, is you need to understand the basic economics. But again, we have the average American reads at a 6th grade level, Chip. That study just came out. That's the sad reality. So you can one-line them on social media and get people to follow along with the herd, so to speak, and it's just not grounded in reality. Data tells the story, and we don't care about the party or the politician themselves. We certainly have our own opinions, but we care about the policy, and that's all we try to do is interpret the policy and then help our clients make sure they're making the right decisions based on what that policy means for them now and in the future. And boy, in 2025, it's going to be a really important year to make sure whoever you're working with has that type of planning system in place, because there's a lot of potential changes here coming and a lot of battles still to fight here within Congress's halls.
If you want a healthy revenue stream for the federal government, lower taxes actually increase revenue.
I mean, we proved it immediately. Tax receipts went up almost 22% the first year that the Job Act was in place. And they were record until COVID hit. And that was what we call a black swan event that no one really could have modeled or predicted.